you live where Nancy lives?
Huh?
You live where Nancy lives then, huh? Is that what you're saying?
So how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah. Oh, Center Street. Oh, okay.
So my name is Brett Hudson. I'm the president of a company called Wine Ambassador. That's why you guys are all here. Our vision is to become the #1 wine club in the world, and we're going to do that through word-of-mouth marketing. So what we're trying to do is bring these delicious wines to the homes throughout the United States through a direct-to-consumer wine delivery model. So right now the industry is about $38 billion industry. You know, people can get their foot in the door with us for as little as $50. We give them a website, we give them a back office, they can track their sales, their team. We have a refer 3 and your wine's free. We're the only wine club in the world that offers an acquisition like that, where you could join just as a club member and you get your own referral link. If you refer 3 of your family members or colleagues or associates to the club, your wine's free every month as long as they stay active in the club. So it's a really cool way to get these wines shipped to your door at no cost. I know Corolla joined our team, what, about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Yep. And so this is how we build the business. We usually have a wine social event within the first 30 days of somebody coming on board with us. It's a real cool, simple, low-resistant business. When you tell people, you know, that you just invested in a wine club, you're going to break open some reds or whites in the next week or two. Would love for you to come on over. I never get any why. It's usually how many people can I bring. That's the #1 question I get out there when somebody asks me what I'm doing these days. So whether you invest $50 or $300 or $1,200, doesn't matter to me. You invested something in the business, so it's all about posture. So I like to say, hey, look, I just invested. When somebody asks me what I'm up to these days, you know, my background, I've taken a couple of companies public. We were the 2nd largest hosting company in the United States. So both my internet company and my debit card company were both in front of trends. And so the direct-to-consumer wine model is about five years growth rate. Like I said, it's $38 billion just in the U.S. alone. We'll open up internationally after our first 12 months. The company's been in business since 2002. We've been shipping wines all over the United States since 2002. We added this MLM component in the last 6 weeks. Put on about 1,800 customers and reps in the last 6 weeks. So it's growing really, really quick. And what I'd like to do, this is our CEO, Lou Zant. I'd like to let him just talk to you about why he selected these first 4 bottles for our club. He actually lives in Napa Valley in California. He's been out there, I think, almost 10 years. And he's a sommelier, and so he is the wine ambassador. So he reps our company. He's the CEO, and so with that.
There's sort of a phenomena with the microclimate there, where the days get warm, but yet summer starts a little later, but they have a lot of early fog. And it creates this phenomena of allowing these tropical notes to come out like nowhere I've ever seen. And you'll notice when you taste it, you're tasting some beautiful guavas and pineapples. But what I really love about this particular one, at the very end, it has this beautiful peach finish, and you'll notice that. Now the Chardonnay, same area, comes from the Carmel area. Again, gets those rich soils, the really unique microclimate, and a lot of the Chardonnays that I taste, right before you swallow it, it has this weird torque that I don't like. And I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but that happens to me on a lot of Chardonnays. You'll notice how this thing just finishes beautiful. And again, you'll taste some really delicious tropical notes in it. Now the Zipline's Infidel, I don't know what to say about this wine. This was made by one of the best winemakers in the valley. These grapes came off of the richest, most sought after vines in the valley, the Rutherford bench. And we sort of made this blend a little bit like Prisma. which is a very popular wine right now, but much higher quality grapes, a much higher quality winemaker. And we're just having these incredible love for this zip-lined wine. So it's predominantly Zinfandel, but we added this beautiful little Petite Syrah to it. A Petite Syrah is this little tinier grape that has a lot of cooking spices to it, and the thick skins causes these beautiful tannin balances. And then we added a Rhone varietal Coma Vedra to maybe balance it out. The fourth wine is our Cabernet, the Vidal. These grapes are grown in the right off the Silverado Trail on a slope, much like this, but even a little bit greater. And that allowed the sun to get on these grapes longer in the day. And you'll notice this particular cab has that delicious Napa Valley flavor, but a little bit sweeter. So thank you for enjoying these wines and looking forward to working with you. Take care. Yeah.
So what's cool is, obviously Blue's out there sourcing these wines for our club. He's been sourcing wines for our club since 2002. So he has a sophisticated palate. He feels that the wines that we're delivering, that first collection, from what I'm getting in regards to the feedback out there from the 16 to 1,800 people that have gotten the product, I haven't had anybody say that they did not like the wine. If anything, they said it's exceptional. It goes back to the mass production of a lot of these lower cost wines. They're not harvested by hand or harvested with machines, so there's not like a lot of tender and care going into the production of the wine. So with us, we only deal with the small vineyards, bless you, the small artisan boutique wineries. So it's a smaller batch. We don't get a lot of it. We get it. We only get so much, so what we do is try to negotiate the best rates possible. If you were to Google these wines, like there's a lot of wine apps out there. There was a club, that we were comparing ourselves to, and when we got their wines, we'd go on the app, and we could buy those same wines for $7, $9, $11, and you're paying $100 for a wine club. You wouldn't be too happy knowing that you could get those wines cheaper, and their excuse is always, well, they must have bought a lot of wine, they got a steeper discount, that's why they can offer it, or it's a loss leader, they just want you to go into the store because they want you to buy their stuff, all kinds of excuses. With our wines, you're never going to find that. You're always going to find that our wines are priced around $25 to as high as $95 a bottle that you're getting in our 4-bottle auto ship. So again, it's a super cool club. I hope you guys enjoy the wines. If you want to get with Corolla and I after this, like I said, there's an enormous amount of money to be made in this industry. We have a couple of girls that have never even been in this business before. We run it like a home style party per se, but we call it a wine social event. So it's super fun. Most people love to come and socialize and drink wine, and they always want to know how to get their hands on some good wines every month. So with that type of business, we can cater to that. A lot of you ladies probably go to hair salons or lady boutiques or some of these high-end car dealerships. They all serve wine, right? They're always serving wine, and for those that are thinking about marketing this, it's a great way to go into those salons and say, look, you have a beautiful salon. I'd love to host a wine tasting event in your salon, no cost. And I never get no. They always say, how fast can you do it? And what's nice is they already have a built-in customer list. I don't have to get people to come to the event. They already have customers that will come to the event. So this business is real easy to build, and more importantly, if you have fun with it, it makes it, it's not work. We're traveling right now. I did an event in Delray last week. I'm here today. Next week I'll be in Orlando, then Jacksonville, then Atlanta, then New Orleans and Dallas. So we're traveling all over the U.S. Promoting this business into homes across America like this. So.
Tell me a little about how it works.
Yeah,
I want to join.
Yeah.
Say I join, and I get 20 people coming over.
So there's 2 ways to join. You can join as a customer. Customers can only earn free wine. So as a customer, right? So a lot of people say, I'm not interested in making money. I just want the wine. So we have something for both folks. So if you just want to be a club member, it's $80 a month. You can cancel anytime, and you get these 4 amazing bottles of wine shipped to your door every month. But it's like Christmas every month. We select the wine, so every month it's a different 4-bottle collection. And so you get to experience these wines that you typically would not have even known about, right? So, you know, I don't know how many times people walk into Costco or some of these Total Wines. Most people shop for price or because they were told about a particular brand. Other than that, you really don't know what's good, what's bad, what you should try, what you should not try. So we like to educate you. So when we deliver these wines in our back office, we have what's called Meet Your Maker, right? Meet Your Maker, so it's Meet Your Winemakers. So what we do is we have stories on each bottle from the winemakers themselves, so that, like Lou did, he bring, you know, I can't tell that story like he tells it about the wines and, you know, the aromas, and, you know, he lives this, he lives and breathes it out there. So what we do is we have people do the storytelling for us. I don't have to tell the story about the wines, I just have to share it from somebody else that's more passionate about delivering those stories for me. So that's the business side of it. You can join for $50. It's an annual fee for $50. You get we give you a website, we host it for you. You have a back office so you can track your sales. You get a wine ambassador Visa card that we pay the commissions on a weekly basis. We have 3 promotional packages. So most of the people that are building this are doing it through wine social events. So you can come in for $50, but it's highly recommended to get one of the promotional packages, and that's a $300, a $600, or a $1,200. And the reason being is a $300 is a case of wine. If you're going to build this business, you want to do one wine social in your first 30 days of joining. So that $300 would give you a case of wine. So I always tell people, do you want to build the business fast or slow? Most people say fast, and I say, well, how many people do you think you could have at your first wine social event? Is it 10 to 15, or is it 15 to 30? I don't know that number. You tell me that number. If you tell me 10 to 12, then you're going to need a case of wine. A case of wine will accommodate 10 to 12 people. If they told me they're going to have 15 to 30, I'm going to say you're going to need the $600 package because you're going to have enough people that we're going to go through the 2 cases of wine. So the wine is predicated on the amount of people they think they're going to have at their first wine social event. Now the idea would be at the wine social event, like at this event, I'm hoping 2 or 3 people want to run with Corolla. I mean, she's not doing this to make a part-time income. She's doing it to make a full-time residual income. Like I said, I have people in this business that are making a full-time income in their first few weeks in this business. A couple of girls in California have never even done anything like this. They made $3 grand, both of them, in their first month. So it's not rocket science, it's wine. You don't have to overthink it. We say don't overthink it, just drink it.
That's a good slogan.
Right? And yeah, so that, you know, again.
Does it work on, I don't know, like the name pyramid, but if you bring in someone and they bring in someone and they bring in someone,
Yeah, so
it'll keep going downhill?
So our structure is like a Mary Kay or an Amway model. You get paid, you know, it's kind of like a sales office. If you were to develop a team of salespeople, you would get an override on them. So we have the same kind of structure. If you help people get started in this business and you help develop those people, then you get paid accordingly. So yes, you have that structure in place. And that's where most of the people are making their money. It's you know, helping other people you know, achieve a full-time income. So what's nice about our comp plan is if I help you make $1,000 in your first week, doesn't matter when if I help you earn 1,000, I earn 50% of whatever you make. So in a lot of these businesses, they recruit you in and they move on to the next person. You're kind of left behind, don't know what to do. I have a vested interest in her success because if I help her make 100K this year, I'm going to make 50. Well, if I have 10 people make 100K,
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
okay, so I have a vested interest in the people I put into this business. I'm not looking to work with a lot. I only need, like, I call them my 12 disciples. You know, I'm working with my 12, and I'm gonna work with my 12 and get them rock solid. Where their number one goal is to get their wine for free, right? Get that out of the way, so they have no overhead. They're getting their wine for free. Then we do a wine social event. We do this in our first 30 days. Our goal here is to find a couple people that want to run with us and have fun with this. And then we're going to do an event with them in the next 30 days. So if 2 people say yes tonight, then we're going to set them up next month to do their wine social events, and we're going to continue this process at, you know, in the Tri-County area for right now, and just take down South Florida. That's my goal. I live in Delray Beach, so you know, I can come up here. You know, Michael Flyer, I don't know if you guys know Michael Flyer, but he works with Corolla. He's one of my partners in this business. So
Dana, Nancy knows.
Oh, awesome. So, yeah, so Michael's our business
That's
partner.
my other name.
What's your name for tonight? Sorry, Frank.
Are you related to Michael? Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah. Small world. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, you know, again, most foreclosures, you know, just to kind of give you an idea of this business model, most foreclosures could have been prevented with an extra $300 to $500 a month. So what I like to do is I look at that as, well, if that's the masses, we have a vehicle that can help people. So I can help people make an extra $300 to $500 a month easily with this model. We have a system, we have training. Every Saturday we do a training on Facebook. We do it through Zoom videos. So you're never in, you know, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Our Facebook group, to me, it's like the rubber that meets the road. You know, you got a bunch of like-minded individuals that all want to do what you're doing, that are doing it in cities across the U.S. So, you know, everybody's sharing what's working, what's not working. You got some great camaraderie in there. It's mostly women, which is cool. And, you know, I'm thinking about starting a women's call, like just an all-female call where women can just plug into this female call and hear from, you know, leaders, you know, the women that are stepping up in this business, that are having some success. And that women's call, I think, will you know, it will evolve over time, and it'll be a pretty powerful call for women to plug into, especially a recruiting call where you can say, hey, listen, this is only for women, but you know, you can plug some of your prospects into this call and hear from powerful women out there that are succeeding in this business.
Are all the wines priced the same?
It's always $80 a month, but when you say, are they priced the same, you might find...
I mean, if someone wants to order a case of one particular wine.
Yeah, so like I said, if it's available, you can buy a case of it in your back office. So we only offer it by the case. So like if you like that zip line, for instance, you could order a case of it in your back office. The reason we do it by cases is because the vineyards don't produce enough. Like if we had 10,000 people and all of a sudden everybody liked that one particular wine, I doubt the vineyard could produce 10,000 bottles of that particular wine after we do a wine with them.
I had a question. So if a lot of our friends like just Cabernet or just Pinot Noir, just Chardonnay, so
I love when people ask me that question.
Okay,
you know why?
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something hilarious. So I had this lady call me last month. She's like, Brett, I only like cabs. I don't want all this other wine. I just want cabs. And I said, listen, just give the club a chance. The idea is to educate your palate over time to introduce you to wines that you probably would have never tried, right? Because everybody gets pigeonholed into a particular brand or price point that they love, and they don't go outside of that normally. So the next month she got her wine, she called, I said, listen, just give it a chance. And she said, all right. The next month she calls me up, she's like, you're not going to believe this, Brett. I'm so glad you made me stay in because you're right, it was better. And then she called me up last month and said this shipment was even better than the month before. So I'm just saying that the idea of the club is just to allow you to evolve your palate when it comes to these wines. Because most of these wines, like I said, are hand-picked. They're not machine harvested. So it's a big difference in the quality that you're going to be tasting. So I would say the answer is yes. You could order that in your back office, cases at a time. We're always going to have a 4-bottle mix, but we're going to add another SKU next month, which is going to be if you want all reds. Not whites, but all reds.
Okay.
It'll be a higher price point because it's more expensive for the reds that we're sourcing, but it's like a $20 or $30 difference.
And also you have no Pinot Grigio.
No, we do have Pinot. We have organic wines, we have kosher wines, we have Prosecco, we have Champagne, but every month 4 bottles is all it takes.
Champagne. The champagne has to come from the champagne.
It is from Champagne,
Oh, you do?
and it has my name on it.
From the Champagne ratio?
Yes, well, you can only call it Champagne if it comes from Champagne.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll be coming out with that around the holiday time. We'll have a Champagne.
Okay.
I would ask a question, Brett, and this person's afraid to ask.
We won't say who she is.
That's Nancy, by the
I'll
way.
ask you myself.
Okay, you ask then.
Well, no, I asked her at the presentation because sorry I was late. But so, what's the difference between? I mean, I get the difference between hand picking and machine picking, but why would it be a better grade if it's hand picked as opposed to machine picked? A better taste, I sorry.
Way better because
better
when
quality.
but
Quality,
first of all they're using pesticide, these lower price point wines like, I don't like to name drop, but anything from $15 on down in regards to price are being mass produced. So there's pesticides sprayed on these grapes, trying to grow them faster, to produce it faster. They're machine harvested, so it's not like hand picking a grape and being tender with the grape and then taking it to the vats and doing what's necessary to produce the wine. You'll tell by the taste are you a wine drinker?
I am.
So I'm sure you're going to tell by the taste the difference in the quality of the wines compared to what you're used to, and over time you're going to see that based on the wines we're delivering. But
So
most of our
because they're smaller batches, right?
So-
They're
yes,
not mass
exactly.
produced is the basic answer.
we only deal with the smaller vineyards and smaller batch.
And so every month, are you gonna get different
Yes.
vineyards? You're not gonna get the same
Right.
producer every month?
So the idea is to experience 48 different wines over the course of 1 year. So you get 4 bottles times 12, so 48 bottles over the course of 1 year. And if you like a particular wine like that zip line, you would be able to order a case of that in your back office. If we have enough of it, there's enough of the run.
So that means if you run out and we like it, that's not maybe.
That is pretty much first come, first serve, right? So the other thing too is we also have our own labels. So Wine Ambassador has its own brand, and so we'll be delivering some of those in some of the boxes.
Interesting.
What was your question?
So my question was, so you had a client who actually had been drinking wine for a long time. Can you share maybe some of the boutique names that you?
The salons?
Yeah. that are
Yeah. So
part of your-
so my first one I did was in Boca Raton, Pierre Hair Salon.
No,
Oh.
sorry. The boutique wineries that you actually.
Oh yeah, there's 4 of them on that tasting chart.
Okay,
If you wanna-
but I was talking about past ones.
About what?
Past ones.
This is our first run.
Oh, this
What-
is your first one.
This is our
Okay,
first run.
okay, got
It's
it,
our
got it.
inaugural.
No, sorry. I thought, when you said we've been in business since 2002, I thought you've been doing this.
Yeah, not with this MLM component. This is
Okay.
brand new. We're only 6 weeks old at launching this division.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, let me stop this real quick.